I ate 700 calories of popcorn last night, so we're gonna have to throw away the popcorn box tonight. I just can't have snacks around. I'm like a freaking, I don't even know, like, I'm a black or white person. I need work on moderation, so I either can do a thing or not do a thing. So it's either like, am I doing it or I'm not doing it? So I just can't have snacks in the house right now. So that was that. And then I woke up this morning. It was Tuesday. Yesterday, so today's Wednesday, so Tuesday was bathroom, so I did my bathroom this morning, and then I really wanted to take a hot bath because nothing cleans you like a bath. Okay, like, you know how some dishes you have to like soak in hot water for it to like get clean? Like, I just feel like when you soak in hot water, it helps break down dirt and oil off your skin that showering doesn't. And I like to go in with like a rough white exfoliating rag I have, and I just like go in and like I clean like up my legs like this with my knuckles and like scrape off like the dead skin and the dirt and stuff. Like, I just feel like nothing cleans you like a hot bath, and I took that and I felt so good. And then before, and I did like a load of laundry. I folded a load of laundry and put it away, and then I started another load. And then, so my bedroom's clean, my bathroom's clean, my kitchen's always clean. Now my living room and walkway is just kind of a mess. Not kind of a mess, it's a mess. I need to clean it. But that's cool, because when this weekend comes, I won't have to be cleaning and all that. And then before all that, I read my Bible. Oh my gosh, you know how some people say like, oh, I had a good workout today, like a real good workout today? Like, today I feel like I had a real good devotional time today, because a lot of times the devil will try to like lie to you and tell you that like, oh, what you're reading, it doesn't apply to you, it's old, it doesn't make sense, like nothing's really happening, you're wasting your time. And that is just the enemy trying to keep you away from God and keep you away from his truth and keep you away from being more intimate and knowing him more. And so I was going through the Bible. We're going through Joshua, and like I read my Bible and I really do feel like it's helping and it's working, especially because like my dreams, there's a scripture in the book of Job that says God talks to a man while he lays his head down on the pillow when nothing else is going on. So it's really important to remember your dreams. And I just feel like I've been more present in my dreams now. And I know that it's because I've been reading my Bible more. And I just feel just like God's presence more. And I say all that to say is, this morning I was reading my Bible and I just felt like his presence. I felt more intimate with him. I just felt a desire and a love for him in between us in a way that I never felt before. And so that was great. And I was reading the book of Joshua, and like what really was standing out to me was obedience. Because before Joshua, we were in Deuteronomy. In Deuteronomy, they were in the wilderness and they just didn't know what was going on. Like, they basically all they could do was trust God, because nothing else was working for them. They were in the wilderness, like all they could do was just trust God, because they were out of the comfort of slavery in their home and all that. And they were just in the wilderness, not knowing anything. And like I said, all they could do was trust God. And that was their wilderness. And I'm like, God, what is the whole point of the wilderness? Of course, I guess it's like characteristic traits he wanted to build in them. But the wilderness wasn't supposed to be for 40 years. The journey was only supposed to be for a few days. But because they were grumbling, because they were negative, because they were like getting distracted with idols, like they were just jacuzcus, in the wilderness. But if they would have, I was like, what would have happened if they were in the wilderness and they would have praised God? They would have just obeyed God. They would have just worshiped God, and they just would have been grateful and thankful for God for bringing them out of slavery and on their way to their new land. And I'm like, a lot of I'm in my wilderness because I don't know. I know God has plans for me and promises for me, but It could go either way at this point. I could be a doctor, I could be a judge, I could be a policeman, I could be a firefighter, I could be this, I could be that, I could be a teacher. I don't know, like, what is really going on. All I know is I was in slavery to sin and God bought me out. So now I'm in my wilderness season, and all I can do is trust God and have faith in God and just do what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. And so I was like, I'm not gonna be like them and be grumbling and like all that. I'm gonna just thank God, be grateful to God, be obedient to God. And then we get into the book of Joshua, and it's just like God is like being more direct with what they need to do, like with their obedience. Like he's like, do this, and he does it. Do that, and he does it. Reach out your hand, and he does it. Step in the water, and they do it. It's just more like direct and precise instruction. And I feel like I'm in that season now where I'm getting more direct and precise instruction. And they're in a war, because they're in a war taking over their land and the promises that God has for them. And the promises that God has for them, I may not be in the Israelites and fighting and in wars and stuff, but I am a child of God, and God has a promise for me. Just like God has a promise for them in their promised land, my promised land is marriage, my marital destiny. My promised land is my business, my businesses, whatever businesses I will be doing. My promised land is my children. My promised land is my future husband. My promised land is just Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you, plans to give you a hope in the future, to prosper you and all that. So those are my promises. So just like the Israelites had to be obedient to God, I need to be obedient to God so I can take over my land, because I'm in a war. My war is not their war, but it is a war. We're in a spiritual warfare. And a lot of times God will tell you to do a thing and you don't know why he's telling you to do it. It doesn't make sense. You don't want to do it. It hurts you to do it. But like if you're in a war and they're like, duck, because if you don't duck, then you get shot in the head with a bullet. Like if he says duck, duck. So I just feel like God is teaching me in this season just to be obedient, learning to be obedient, learning to yield to his word. And that was just so amazing, because it just clicked when I was in Joshua today. I'm like, oh dang, I'm not really in war, so this isn't really but I really am in a war. And me being obedient, God will fight on my behalf, and I'm possessing my land. I'm possessing my marital destiny. I'm possessing my business destiny. I'm possessing the promises that God has for me. So it was just such a great devotional this morning. I hope that all made sense. But yeah, I'm about to go into work.